Welcome back to Trade Talks episode 3. I am really excited to announce this week that we are expanding our Trade Talks series to include updates from our full leadership team. So what this means for you is more insights and more perspective from WUSATA. And moving forward, you'll see these updates approximately every 2 weeks. So really excited to start off this expanded series with our Deputy Director, Renata Dalton, being here. Renata has been with WUSATA for about 2 years now, and she supports WUSATA's strategic direction, operational performance, and delivery of export development programs. Originally from Rio de Janeiro, Renata brings a really strong background of international work and a global perspective to our team. So it's no secret that change has been a really big theme at WUSATA, certainly in the time that I've been here, coming up on about 10 months now. I think that change really began before I arrived as well. And we're going to talk about how the organization has evolved over the past year or two and some things that our audience can expect from us in the coming months and years.
Awesome.
Starting off with this period of evolution at WUSATA, from your perspective, Renata, as Deputy Director, when did this period of evolution for the organization really begin, and what spurred the need for change?
This is a really good question, Tiffany. With Jason coming on board as our Executive Director and me becoming the Deputy Director, we look at everything that we were doing in terms of processes and also really look back into our surveys to see what our companies were saying with regards to how operational WUSATA was. There were some flaws, and we tried to adjust some of our processes to make them more efficient for our companies to access our resources.
So in your role, you support WUSATA's strategic direction. How have you approached that responsibility in the time that you've been here?
We really look to our companies to see where they are in their journey and what they are looking for within the WUSATA scope. Some companies might be in the beginning stages of their export, or they might be already proficient in exporting. So it's really looking into our companies, participating in our programs, and also looking at our processes, internal processes, and making sure that we are current, that we are serving the companies the best we can. So some of our processes, specifically with regards to fund match, have really improved in the past couple of years. We've made some adjustments to make the program more efficient and more accessible to our companies. We used to be fully paper-based, and now we are completely digital, which makes things easier for companies to submit their applications, their documentations, and ultimately receive financial support from WUSATA.
Yeah, and I think changes like that, you talked about going paper-based to online, things like that make it easier not only for our team, but for all the companies that are involved in our programs too, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. It does shorten the time on processing documentation and also reimbursements.
So what is something that WUSATA has done since you've been here that you think is truly innovative, or maybe something that's coming down the pipeline that you think is really innovative for our industry?
Again, looking back into everything that we've been doing and the processes in place, one department that has been always overseen was the Export Education Department. And the export education is the very first stage for any company entering our program, or also trying to enter a market, right? They need to understand what are the requirements, how to get to a particular market. So we are working on a new platform. It's going to be our export database. It's going to be available very shortly for all our companies, and also for new companies that might want to join us. This database will have all the information and all the requirements needed for a company to export their products to all of the markets. So we are starting off with 25 markets, and we are starting off with the main HS codes our companies carry. So we'll have 3 HS codes to start with, but our plan is to expand the export database to really cover every possible commodity. So the companies really have this database as a resource for them to make a decision in entering a market. The database will cover requirements such as packaging, labeling, trade barriers, MRL issues, everything that a company would need to know before they make a decision to enter a market.
That's awesome. Yeah, I will have more communications coming out about this database very soon as things roll out. But it's going to be such a great resource for our companies, and I'm really excited about it. I know that for a lot of first time exporters, especially, the world of exporting and trade can be really overwhelming. So, having a resource like this where it's your one stop shop for everything you need to know about exporting is going to be so handy.
Yes, absolutely.
So, on the flip side of that, where do you think WUSATA still has room to grow and improve over time?
Probably you heard on the news that there will be a lot of new funding coming towards all of the cooperators. You know, there is a new grant program that is ready to be launched here in a couple of days or probably within the month of April. With so much funding coming, the opportunities for our companies unlimited. The opportunity is really to expand our staff to provide the right support to the companies. We want to be ready whenever this funding is available to really grow our membership and bring more companies to the program and serve more companies in the Western.
That's great. It sounds like there's a lot of opportunity and big things coming down the line, which is very exciting. With that being said, what are you most excited for in WUSATA's future?
I really think that when you look at the profile of the companies in the Western, it's so diverse. There's so many companies out there, and you know the number of companies in our program is just the tip of all the number of companies that we can reach. So I really think that the possibilities are endless for WUSATA, and we are just beginning. So with an expansion of our engagement department, which is something that we have planned for the upcoming months, I'm really proud that we will be able to reach more companies in the Western of the US and expand our programs and provide more support to those wanting to expand their wings and get into exporting.
Any final thoughts on what folks can expect from our team moving forward throughout the remainder of this year?
We'll be a lot more on the road. We want to be on the ground listening from our companies. We'll be meeting companies at trade shows. We'll be participating in inbounds and outbounds just to get their perspective on how WUSATA can improve the program. And also, you know, get their perspective on what's going well or what's not, so that we can continue on this trend of making improvements and really becoming that support that they can rely on.
That's great. Yeah, it's so helpful for our team, I know, to get that perspective from the people we work with so we can continue to evolve and improve over time. Well, Renata, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to have you on and to hear your perspective as the Deputy Director of our organization. I really appreciate your time today and appreciate all the insights that you provide and the experience that you bring to our organization.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. It's wonderful to be with you.